There's something people like us aren't supposed to say out loud, but once you hear it, you'll never unsee it. Ever wondered why making money in today's world sometimes feels wrong, almost like your soul flinches from it? Carl Jung might call that feeling a collision between your persona and your true self, the outer mask versus the inner calling. Your persona whispers, "Be polite, take that job, the paycheck is good." But your deeper self keeps echoing softly, "This isn't you?" And when those two sides fight, it doesn't just look like financial struggle. It's your spirit refusing to wound its own integrity. You've probably tried to blend in, sitting under bright office lights while your chest tightens, forcing a smile in meetings that stretch the truth, nodding along while headlines twist facts into clicks. Maybe you've watched power reward noise instead of honesty. Maybe you've even had an offer from the system that thrives when people remain unwell or in debt. And every cell in you whispered, "No, I can't." You're not broken for feeling that way. You're awake. Carl Jung warned us that whatever stays unconscious begins to rule us from the shadows. So maybe what we call being stuck is really your psyche rebelling against a false life. But what if this resistance, the one you keep blaming yourself for, is actually a sacred signal from your inner self? Before we go deeper into that, take a quick moment, subscribe to SYC Soul, hit that bell icon, and like this video so you never miss what's coming next. And share it with someone who quietly feels this same conflict. Now, let's name this softly. Whole industries today are built on unconsciousness. Media that prizes outrage over truth, offices that worship image over meaning, jobs that turn people into numbers, sales tactics that call manipulation strategy. You don't have to condemn every person in those systems to admit this reality. Parts of our economy are powered by disconnection. And when your calling is to bring light, of course darkness feels like an unfit home. But there's more beneath this, something formed long before your first paycheck. The reason many awakened souls struggle with money actually begins in childhood. It begins earlier than you think, way before you ever worried about bills or careers. Carl Jung would call it a complex, a tightly wound knot of memory and emotion shaped in childhood. Many awakened souls were raised in homes where love had a price tag and worth had conditions. Maybe you were blamed when everything went wrong and only praised when you disappeared. Maybe you became the cheerful one, performing happiness to calm the chaos of adults. Or perhaps you were the fixer, translating pain into peace before you were old enough to understand it. Those roles trained you to silence your body's truth, to carry the family's balance on your small shoulders. They also taught you to confuse exhaustion with goodness. And now, when it comes to money, that old wiring repeats itself. You may feel as if you constantly have to prove you deserve to exist, to earn love through labor, to trade peace for permission. Carl Jung explained that what remains unhealed in the psyche returns as fate. Those childhood scripts still whisper through your nervous system. Don't be too visible. It's unsafe. Don't be too soft. You'll get hurt. Don't be too honest. It'll cost you. So you shrink your own light, apologize for being seen, ask for less than you deserve, and wonder why abundance slips away. But it's not that the universe is ignoring you. It's that a deeper part of you still believes visibility equals danger. True financial flourishing can't exist when your nervous system interprets success as threat. Jung would remind us, the psyche rebels when we live against our individuation, the process of becoming who we truly are. And when that rebellion begins, it looks like burnout, numbness, self-sabotage, or doors that simply won't open. Your system isn't failing. It's protecting your soul from losing itself. If you're feeling that resistance, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know how deeply this truth resonates with you. And if you're connecting with it, support this space by liking the video. It really helps. Because there's a way forward. A path where your integrity and income can walk together. Let's unfold that next. So here's the turning point. No, Awakened souls are not destined to stay broke. It simply means you can't trade your essence for money without consequences. When you work in ways that fracture your integrity, your entire system revolts. The solution isn't to harden, it's to integrate. Carl Jung called this shadow work, and it's not just a spiritual hobby. It's the financial foundation for people who want to earn ethically. You begin clearing inherited shame, the reflex to shrink, the fear of being seen. You start separating your worth from your wage. You build boundaries that hold your energy instead of leaking it. Then something shifts. You begin choosing work that lets you tell the truth without punishing your body. But many still ask, what if I can't play the old game? Start simple. Watch what you do effortlessly when no one's watching. Maybe you comfort, explain, notice patterns, design, research, or translate complexity into clarity. These are not just quirks, they're income skills in disguise. You can teach without showing your face. You can build without selling your soul. You can create systems that heal instead of harm. Before we continue, if this perspective is speaking to you, subscribe to SYC Soul right now and hit the bell icon, because the next parts will open something very practical and powerful for you. Now breathe for a moment, because yes, there are ethical ways to earn at scale. But before we map those, let's ground in one truth. This world still overpays those who feed illusion and underpays those who dismantle it. That's reality, but it's temporary. Because over time, truth compounds. Unsustainable systems eventually crack, while honest ones endure. You're not here to win a rigged round. You're here to change the entire game. It takes longer, but the rewards are cleaner, deeper, and lasting. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll make this practical. We'll walk the bridge between integrity and income, step by step, in Jung's language and spirit. Now that we've named the wound, let's learn to walk with it, steady, intentional, and resourced. The first shift, as Jung would say, begins inside. Money must stop being a permission slip for your existence and start becoming an expression of value exchanged. When you stop auditioning for worth, something powerful happens. You finally price the transformation you truly offer. People don't pay you for hours. They pay you to cross a bridge faster, safer, clearer. And your work, that's the bridge. You don't need to be the face of a brand to build one. If being seen still stirs old fears, start quietly. Create a faceless channel that lets your research, voice, or insight speak. You can narrate short educational videos on psychology, spiritual growth, or nervous system healing. You can write, curate, and explain, turning complex truths into calm, clear guidance. You could even build a channel reviewing healing tools honestly, breathwork apps, journaling systems, meditation practices, and earn affiliate income while protecting your audience from hype. Or craft guided audios that help people slow down before sleep or focus before work. License them to platforms, sell them on your site. You could even run a small research service that simplifies Jungian concepts for coaches, students, or creators drowning in jargon. You could ghostwrite newsletters for practitioners who need consistent, honest words. You could design micro-courses, boundaries for empaths, communication for those finding their voice, or shadow work prompts that turn insight into action. None of this requires your face, only your clarity and wisdom. And before you create, strengthen the ground beneath you, your nervous system. Before offering your work, practice small doses of visibility. Record your voice for a minute and post it to a tiny audience. Sit with whatever sensations rise. Don't fight them, feel them. The goal isn't to erase fear, it's to expand your capacity to move with it. When your body learns, we were seen and we survived, everything changes. Pricing, pitching, creating, they stop feeling like cliffs. If this is resonating with you, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. And if you're finding value in this journey, like this video to let me know you're here. because the next part reveals how to anchor this growth with clean boundaries and grounded confidence. Now that you've learned to move with fear instead of running from it, let's give that courage a structure. Boundaries. Define what your yes actually looks like. When you're clear about your working hours, response times, and what your service includes, something sacred happens. Resentment stops leaking through the cracks. Boundaries aren't walls. They're the shape of your truth. And when truth has a shape, energy stops draining into guilt. Because resentment, Jung might say, is the soul's quiet protest. It's expensive to carry. Now, let's talk pricing. Imagine the transformation you deliver. Someone walks in scattered and leaves clear. Comes ashamed and leaves self-respecting. Arrives confused and leaves with a plan. An arc has value. Name it. Package it. Speak about the outcome, not your personal struggle. You're not selling yourself. You're offering a container where change happens. Start small. One simple, repeatable offer you're proud of. Refine it by feedback, not by self-attack. And if you're working within employment right now, aim for roles that reward truth-telling, research that listens, writing that restores nuance, operations that replace chaos with care, or design that makes complexity usable. Within any system, be the reality bringer who clarifies what's real and softens what's harsh. Your integrity will become your quiet superpower. It saves time, reduces friction, and protects others from harm. That's leadership in Jung's language, the self guiding the system back into wholeness. There will be weeks when progress crawls, times when old panic hums beneath the surface, when invoices feel like confessions. Keep going. Integrity compounds like interest. The clients and opportunities that find you will be the ones searching for exactly what you are. Honest, steady, unwilling to sell comfort you don't believe in. And the money that follows? It will feel different. Cleaner in your body, gentler in your sleep, sturdier in your future. If this message resonates with you, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know how deeply you're connecting with this. Here's where it all connects. The money problem was never just about money. It was a mirror of belonging. If you were the truth teller in a family that punished truth, of course, adulthood felt like walking through rooms where you were paid to pretend. Jung said, what we refuse to confront returns as fate. Those old family stories? Be small. Be useful. Absorb the storm. Kept looping until you saw them. But now, the loop breaks, not through drama, but through repetition. Small, honest choices that slowly make your outer life match your inner truth. That's shadow work in motion, refusing to drag your past into every invoice. You begin noticing the moment you're about to undercharge because someone sounds disappointed, and you breathe instead of bargaining with your worth. You catch yourself trying to over-deliver to earn love, and you replace it with clarity about scope. You feel the impulse to rescue a client from their emotions, and you return to your rightful role, a guide, not a savior. Each micro-choice rewires the nervous system that once equated money with appeasement. You begin to experience income as reciprocity, not ransom. And yes, the world still rewards those who keep illusions alive. But illusions are heavy, and they eventually collapse. They drain trust, burn out hearts, and cost too much to maintain. Your advantage is sustainability. You're not selling spectacle. You're offering reality that heals. Reality scales. A faceless channel that teaches 5-minute grounding practices might calm 1,000 anxious minds. A digital workbook could help hundreds find their voice again. A live group translating Jung's wisdom into daily calm might become the village you once needed. These aren't fantasies. They're compassion made practical. Marketing becomes simple when you tell the truth. Speak to the moment when someone stares at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering if their sensitivity is a defect. Speak to that ache and offer the bridge across it. Patience is not punishment. It's alignment. Jung reminded us, the self is never in a hurry. You didn't leave the old world to be superior. You'll have to stay human. You are never behind. Every detour, every pause, every "I can't do this like everyone else," all of it was training in integrity. You don't have to win the whole game. Just play today as yourself. Because when you do, the right people will find you. They're tired of the show too. Your calm is currency. Your clarity is currency. Your compassion, that's currency too. And yes, your work will be paid. If this message spoke to your soul, take a moment and write in the comments, "I choose to make money in alignment with my soul." Let's fill this space with real intention. And if you felt seen here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SYC Soul for more stories, psychology, and truth about walking an awakened path in a modern world. Because your journey isn't about survival anymore. It's about building a life that feels honest, purposeful, and free.